Hi everyone, welcome back, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Rahima and I'm a machine learning engineer working in healthcare AI. And today we're going on a magical journey into the world of Vertex AI, which is Google Cloud's all-in-one platform for building machine learning models. Now, if you're watching this and you're thinking, machine learning, that sounds really intimidating, I want you to take a deep breath and relax. Because here's the thing, Vertex AI was actually designed to make machine learning accessible to everyone. Whether you're a seasoned data scientist or someone who's never written a line of code in your whole entire life, you will be able to use Vertex AI. Think of it like this. You don't need to be a professional chef to make a delicious meal, right? You just need the right tools and a kitchen. And that's exactly what Vertex AI is. It's your AI kitchen. And today, I'm going to show you around it. And by the end of the video, you'll be able to understand what Vertex AI actually does, how it fits into the Google Cloud platform, and why it's such a popular choice, especially in industries like healthcare, where we need to consider security, scalability, trustworthiness, etc. when we are picking out our tools. And after, I'm going to walk you through all these concepts. We're going to actually go into Vertex AI, and we'll do a live demo on how we will train a model using AutoML in Vertex AI. So now that we have that settled, let's dive in. So before we go into our Vertex AI environment, I think it's really important to explain some machine learning principles. And one principle that I think is very, very important, especially for beginners, is what exactly is a machine learning model? And over here, we have our image of this boy who is holding up this book, and it's called the Book of Patterns. What's inside this book of patterns? You see graphs, decision trees, neural network diagrams, clustering visualizations. These are all different types of patterns a model can learn, or in other words, there are different types of algorithms that we use in machine learning. And I really love this speech bubble because it says it learns from examples to guess the future. This is machine learning in one sentence. You show it thousands of examples and it learns the patterns so it can make predictions about new patterns that it's never seen before, new data that it's never seen before, because it recognizes the patterns so precisely. This man that's sitting right here with the training data, that's the learning process. Examples go in, patterns come out. Now we're going to talk about what a machine learning model actually looks like. What does building a machine learning model actually look like? And that can be separated into 4 steps. These 4 steps are very, very similar to cooking, and it's a great analogy because it shows how you can take raw ingredients or raw data, cook them or train them, test them, evaluate them, and then eventually deploy them or serve them. And in the same way that if you are a chef and you want to create an amazing meal, you go for the good ingredients, well, it's the same thing when it comes to machine learning. You want to have very good data, very clean data, then you will put that data into your training models, and then once the training models are done, you will evaluate those training models, and once they have passed whatever tests that you have created for quality control, then they will be deployed and you can start making sense of this pattern that you have created with your machine learning model. Okay, now we have an overview of our Google Cloud platform. As you can see, it's very, very vast, and it is separated into these little neighborhoods, as I like to call them. And these neighborhoods are all connected through these roads. So what's really amazing about Google Cloud, and something that's helped me personally save so much time, is the fact that everything that you need is in one environment, and it's always accessible. There's no clunkiness when it comes to accessing your database or your security or your storage or anything like that. Everything is in one place, and the heart of it all is the data analytics and AI deep dive portion of GCP, and we will talk more about that in the next slide. Now let's dive into the data analytics and AI region more closely, because this is where your machine learning journey is actually going to unfold. At the bottom, you have your defined strategy, data collection, data preprocessing, data modeling, etc. And what I really want to show you is BigQuery. Do you see how vast BigQuery is? It's like a grand library, and this is where all of your queries and data warehouses are stored. And it is connected to this data flow. And what this data flow does is it moves between systems. So whatever is in BigQuery is able to be accessed to Vertex AI through this data flow. And over here, Vertex AI, this is where the actual model building happens. This is not just theory, this is literally the path that your data will take through the Google Cloud services. And this is a big reason of why it creates so much efficiency for machine learning engineers. Now, I want to talk about AutoML. AutoML is a tool inside of Vertex AI, and what it does is it does all of the heavy lifting for us. So instead of us having to determine what is the best machine learning model, AutoML, it goes through dozens, maybe even hundreds of machine learning libraries and algorithms, and it picks the best one to train and fit our model. And what this is called is hyperparameter tuning. So what it does is it tests multiple algorithms like decision trees, neural networks, gradient boostings, and it picks the best performer, and what comes out is the trained model. And think of it like a recipe book filled with learned rules that your data has created, and when your user is going to bring up something new, like a new problem, the model will serve it up with a prediction that is already created. And that's why AutoML, it goes from raw data or like raw ingredients into actionable insights. It's a very, very interesting, powerful tool, and it is essentially the engine behind Vertex AI. If BigQuery is the brain, then Vertex AI is using AutoML as the engine. Okay, now finally we have our Vertex AI ecosystem, and it's next to this little island that I'm using to represent Jupyter Notebook. I think a very big distinction that we should make is that Vertex AI is not like Jupyter Notebook at all, because Vertex AI is its own ecosystem versus Jupyter Notebook, which is like a kitchen. Okay, think of it like this. If Jupyter Notebook is a kitchen, Vertex AI is a Michelin star restaurant that delivers. That's how powerful it is. And one thing I want to get across to you all is that this compliance security shield, this is why Vertex AI is so amazing when it comes to HIPAA compliance, because it creates this wall of protection that most other providers, especially Jupyter Notebook, they don't necessarily have. So you have this enterprise grade security, and you don't even have to think about it. It's already just built in. That's why it's so interesting. And it saves a lot of time. I can't stress enough how much time I have saved by using GCP and its tools, and the tools keep upgrading and getting better, and it's pretty amazing. And that's why in the next portion of the video, I'm so excited to actually show you Vertex AI and how simple and quick it is. Okay, now that we are on our Vertex AI platform, I'm going to show you how easy it is to train the model. All I do is I go here to training, and then I click train new model. My data set is already uploaded. It's a diabetes data set. I'm going to keep this checked for AutoML, hit continue. Train new model, name diabetes, hit continue. We need to add a target column, and for the target column, I'm going to just put age. We're not going to join any features, so just going to press continue. And then for training options, still, I'm just going to press continue. Now, this is where things get really interesting. Google is allowing you to set your budget for this project because the thing is, with larger data sets, they require more compute. And because they require more compute, they're going to cost more money. And in order to mitigate very, very high bills, Google's giving you the option of adding these guardrails for your budget. And let's say I only wanted to budget 1 hour. All I do is I put 1, and then I can start my training. I'm not going to start my training for this very reason. I don't want to add these extra costs. So I'm going to leave that for the next video. I will show you how to get past these costs when you are learning Vertex AI, because there are ways to get around it. You just have to be a little bit clever. And we don't want to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars while we're learning this skill, right? So let's leave that for the next video. If you enjoyed this, like, subscribe, and I have my Google Slides for my images in the description bar. But yeah, thank you.